It's Friday, boys. Hopefully you've got those Friday vibes with me. Let me know down in the comment section that you're feeling good. The weekend is here, boys. Put the week in front and behind you, and we look forward to the weekend, bringing those Friday vibes up into this show. And I hope you're doing well. Time to settle on into your sports and your sports betting talk. We got to go ahead and make sure we roll out the weekend slate of bets this weekend across all the top leagues in Europe and soccer, and of course NFL Saturday and NFL Sunday. So I know we all are looking forward to that one. Let's first, of course, make sure we go ahead and recap yesterday where we took a stab at some Europa League action. 3 parlays, missed 2 of the parlays. Brighton Marseille didn't get over 2.5 goals. A little bit of a surprise right there. That game finished 1-0. West Ham easily covers a double chance. They win the game 2-0. Then we did pick up our win. Ajax on the double chance. Parlay was a little over 2.5. Easy doing right there. The one game finished 3-1, and Ajax covers a double chance easy. Then tripped up right there. Betis Rangers didn't stay under 3.5. And Rennes Villarreal, kiss of death in the first half. Not the kiss of death. Don't like that. Don't like that when I'm betting an under. Don't like a penalty kick. Don't like that. That's how we roll for what's going on, boys. Friday vibes. You can't get me down on this great Friday. Now, again, I hope you're doing well. Let me know down in the comment section. Good morning. Good morning, Kane. What's up, my man? Brian, what's going on? Money-making weekend. We did it last weekend. Can we do it this weekend, Brian? I think we got some good betting spots in the Premier League this weekend. What's up, Kyle and Bill? What's going on, man? How about that game last night? You turned it off at halftime like I did. I assume it was 42-0. You gave up on that. Even if, a second half that was going to be competitive, you're obviously not going to overcome and make the score close. Second half was competitive, 21-21, but yeah, I gave up at halftime. 42-0. Just mistake after mistake out there for those Chargers. And Brandon Staley, has he been fired yet? Brandon Staley, you've been fired yet? You said in your post-game press conference you had no idea if you were going to, keep the job. You know goddamn well your ass is going to go ahead and get fired. You're awful. That team's awful. It's just one mistake after another, and you don't know how to manage anything. You know you're getting fired. It's just a matter of, is it going to be in season or is it going to be Black Monday at the NFL Week 18? And he fired this morning. He didn't get fired. Did he get fired, Brian? Did he get fired? Did I miss it? He got cut. They already went ahead and did it to him. How about, guys? The Dodgers weren't good enough. Oh, let me trade for Tyler Glass now. Did you see that news? Always lots of news coming out across all the sports leagues, and maybe you missed it. Tyler Glass now gets traded from the Tampa Bay Rays. Awesome right-hander. If you follow the payoff pitch, or even if you're just a casual baseball fan, you know Tyler Glass now. You back him, generally speaking, from a strikeouts perspective. You back him to, pick up the win, the Rays on the run line that day when Glass. They aren't good enough. They got to sign Glass now? Like, come on, man. Shit, you just spent $700 million bringing in Ohtani. Now you're trading for Glass now, who's, worth $24 million on arbitration this year. God damn. Unreal what that team's doing out there. I don't know what their World Series odds are. They're number one. Damn near ought to be like even money now. Wouldn't that be crazy? Be like around even money. rough night to be a Chargers fan. Yeah, rough night to say the least, man. Sorry. You just got to get rid of Brandon Staley, man. He's holding you back. This guy's awful. He's proved it long enough. He doesn't know how to manage a team, doesn't know how to manage a group of men and get them ready. Get rid of him and move on to the next guy. And I'm not a guy for change, too. I always preach stability, not to use to stay with the process, but you got to give guy a significant amount of time. Get his players in, get his messages across, and establish the kind of culture that he wants. It's been long enough for Brandon Staley. Get it on it there. You cashed your Eckler and your White over on receiving yards. Nice. Eckler got over 26.5. I guess I wasn't quite following that one. I did see Ryan. Remember Ryan yesterday in the chat? He said take the tight ends to get a touchdown. I couldn't tell you if Gerald Everett got a touchdown, but I did see that Michael Mayer guy grabbed a touchdown, maybe the 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th touchdown that the Raiders got. Heard me goddamn touchdowns they got. It was a plethora of them. So nice call on there. And there's Ryan right there. Dodgers trying to be like the Yankees and buy a World Series championship. It doesn't work out all that well. Although you like the pieces they're getting. Yankees, I always talk about, they go for big bats that struggle against, elite pitching. Ohtani don't struggle against elite pitching, and then they bring in Glass now. The moves they're making are good. It is buying it, so to speak. I hear you. But pick Chargers plus 3. Yes, I did say I like Chargers plus 3. That shit was over. I don't know, like relatively, once you knew it was 21-0, you were like, okay, Chargers +3, that's done. Over hit alone, obviously, once the Raiders get to 35 points, now you've got an over that's hit. Yeah, it's just an unreal game. One of those games that, nobody sees coming, and they be like that sometimes. Fellas, you know what'll happen when we're hanging out on Monday? When we come together on Monday after Money Making Weekend, and we're getting here together, and we get to hear about each other's weekends, we will know what the Champions League knockout round will be like, because the draw is taking place at 6 a.m. on Monday morning. The draw, those are the teams that are involved in it. If you win your group, you get put in pot 1. If you're the runner-up in your group, you get in pot 2. So the way they do is they take a name for pot 1. You're going to play a name for pot 2. There's only 2 stipulations. Whoever you played in your group stage, you can't play that team again in the first knockout phase. So, example, Arsenal can't play up against PSV. Atletico can't play up against Lazio. But other than that, the only other stipulation is you can't play a team from your same country. And there's only 2 stipulations that fall into that one is Dortmund can't go up against Leipzig, and obviously Bayern also can't go up against Leipzig with all 3 of those clubs being involved in the Bundesliga. Otherwise, it's grab a name for pot 1, and you're going to play a team from pot 2. Who are you looking forward to? I think everybody looks at this list and probably says Copenhagen, but with Copenhagen being in United's group and seeing how tough they played Bayern both times and seeing how tough they played Man United both times, I think everybody wants Lazio. Lazio's the one where everybody wants Lazio. They're absolutely awful. If you look at that list, whoever gets PSV, that's your both teams are scoring over 2.5. PSV is absolutely fantastic in getting forward. Their winger, Bakayoko, you're going to know of him this summer. He's going to be transferred, I would say, that 60, 70 million. He's that kind of a winger with his dribbling and his shooting ability. So Bakayoko is definitely going to be somebody you're going to know. But PSV, whoever gets them, is definitely a bona fide. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. Otherwise, I look at all the teams in pot 2, and Copenhagen ain't going to beat anybody. Porto won't beat anybody. Inter needs a good draw to get by somebody. Lazio's not getting by anybody. Napoli's not getting by anybody. PSG's been dreadful. I don't think they can get by anybody in pot 1. And PSV and Leipzig. Leipzig is going to come down to who they get paired up against. But otherwise, I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. Everybody that's in pot 1 should be in pot 1, deserves to be in pot 1. And I think by the time the Champions League comes back around in February, maybe Barcelona doesn't have the great form right now. But remember, this competition doesn't pick up again until February. Plenty of time to work on your form and be strong when the time comes around. So, all right, Monday morning when we sit back, we'll know who's facing who in the Champions League knockout round, best round of 16. So I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing that draw. It'll happen at my time, 5 a.m. Sure, the kids will have me up and awake, so I look forward to catching that draw more than likely live. The Dodgers rotation is going to be incredible. Talking about Kershaw coming back, which, obviously that's going to be a boost. Yeah, the guy's going to get a back injury at some point in the season. He will hit the DL. I mean, it's what he does, but when he's on the mound, he's generally effective. Tail end of last year wasn't, but he's probably dealing with that back injury. But he'll come back, at least be strong in the beginning. They'll be good, they'll be good. I mean, Betts, Freeman, and Ohtani, that's your 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to figure out. I guess Betts is 1. I'm doing Ohtani 2 and Freeman 3. Although you're literally splitting hairs, but I'm going to do Ohtani 2. And Freeman 3. That's going to be I'm going to go Betts, Ohtani, Freeman. Either way, man. That's one of those, if they stay healthy, they're rolling. I'm going to rely on the chat to give you a hand with that because, to be quite honest, you're probably talking about basketball, probably not football. So, yeah, I don't even know, man. I'm going to have to rely on the chat. Did you see Mac's interview? Smoking. I only saw it because of you, Brian. You sent the retweet. Big-ass tattoo on the chest of that man. I don't think you can even see any of his skin. He's fully tatted it up on that chest. And then, busting out the cigar. Max Crosby, he's a beast, man. A beast of a guy. That one interception that one guy did on the wide receiver screen, they were throwing just to, reach back and grab that sucker. And, woo, rough day for Chargers, as Taylor said. But it be like that sometimes, Taylor. I've been on that end of myself, and hell, we all have. We've been sports fans long enough. What's going on there, Corey? What's going on, man? You gotta tell the boss it's Friday, man. It's Friday. Damn, give me a break, man. It's Friday, dog. You hit 900 on free bet on PointsBet. Nice. What was the banger? Plus 900 sounds like a same-game parlay or a multiple parlay. Hey, are Spurs and Pistons playing? Are Spurs and Pistons playing? Am I walking myself into an NBA bet here? Pistons are taking on the 76ers. Just saw that 2 days ago, and they got smashed. And Spurs are playing the Lakers again. No, I'm not doing Spurs first quarter. I'm done backing the worst teams in the NBA. Spurs are playing the Lakers. That's a repeat game. The NBA is really no variety in their schedule because the Pistons just played the 76ers. All right, well, who's taking them a Lakers 76ers money line parlay tonight? Who's taking them? Kid hit the over, had 3 points at half, and then went off and into the game was 17. You know, nice. That's one of those ones where you hammer the halftime line thinking he's going to wake up in the second half. You get the nice, line at halftime. It's like 8.5. So you're locked in, or your pregame bet. You go in you double down at halftime. You're like, kid's going to wake his ass up. I'm going in on the halftime line of over 8.5. My man comes through, ends the game with respectable numbers. Just a little slow start. Having to feel his way through the game. Good job, my man. Good job, 17. That's a hell of a thing. What is that, 8-minute quarters? Probably JV? Is that 8? I think that's probably like 8-minute quarters. That's good. When Kershaw is your fifth man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a good point. And he would be, I get. Well, you can't count Ohtani, though. Does that count Ohtani? Because he's out all of 2024 from a throwing perspective. Obviously, he'll be batting in 2024, but he's out in the entire year from a throwing. Or at least that's what they were reporting at the end of last year. I think that, does that fifth take in Ohtani as a thrower? All right, Ryan likes UConn for you, Bill. You're you can always take Gonzaga before March comes. I think taking Gonzaga right now is the play. And I'm just going off of Gonzaga, right? You don't want to touch their ass in March. You know they're not going to go deep in the tournament. You know they're not going to win the freaking tournament. But you want them pre-March. Take Gonzaga in the points. I like it. It's in Washington, neutral court. Take it. Pistons. Oh, yeah, the NBA. We can't believe they're running it right back. UConn minus the points. Gonzaga not the power team. But it's not March, Ryan. It's not March, man. Francisco, never late, my man. That's just when you arrived. You're not late. We appreciate you hanging, my man. Appreciate it. All right, here is the 900 banger. Pass attempts. Eckler to catch a handful of passes. Adams on the tutty. And Adams over in yards. Nice. Good hit. Did we ring the cash register? Nope. Went 1 and 2 yesterday. Didn't ring it today. You were talking about 2025. Yeah, because then that counts in Ohtani. Okay. I mean, either way, Kershaw's the number 4, and then you just need, the way they're going to put up so many runs, like, does it matter who their fifth starter is? They're going to score half a dozen every game. All right. We got some mixed opinions. UConn, Gonzaga. Looks like the chat's a little bit more on UConn this morning. I would say slightly a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and roll out one bet today. That's why I've got Tottenham broken out there in the top part. That's why I've got that Tottenham bet right there at the top of the thing, because they take on Nottingham today at 2 p.m. Central Time. Nottingham at 2 p.m. Man, I wish I had a TikTok account so we could watch that game together, but I don't, so we won't be watching them together, but very soon I'll be getting back on TikTok or maybe Instagram Live, so look forward to watching those games again with you soon. If you need any justification for why Tottenham's going to score in both halves, go check out yesterday's episode of Between the Posts with Matt and I talking all 10 games of the Premier League and giving you guys picks, obviously, along the way. And then the next bunch there is scattered across Saturday, Sunday in the Premier League. I'll take Arsenal on the money line, knocking off Brighton, but I do think Brighton will find the back of the net, so I'll go for a nice, good plus 187 price. Bournemouth and Luton, that's the classic relegation battle. That's the classic, there's going to be goals, and both teams will contribute to that one as well. So I'll take that one as plus 118. Liverpool on that team total over 2.5. Think they stick it to Man United. And I also would do Liverpool by a spread because I didn't mention it on yesterday's episode Between the Posts. I had slipped my mind, but no Bruno Fernandes. Every time there's no Bruno Fernandes, or when Ten Hag gets silly and plays him as a winger on the right side, that offense is dreadful. They have no natural replacement for somebody to step in and be the number 10 and be the playmaker and pull the strings. You look at their squad, they have nobody that can step in. For a big club, normally you need like 2 players in every position. It's shocking that United has no cover for when Bruno, is unavailable. Well, he doesn't really get injured, mainly when he gets suspended, is they need cover. Shocking. I am telling you right now, based on the squad, honestly think it's going to be Scott McTominay. I think the three midfielders are going to be McTominay, Kobe Mino, and Amrabat. Have you seen how easily guys are dribbling around McTominay? Oh, man. That midfield is going to get worked by Liverpool. I like Liverpool to get over 2.5 team total. Liverpool cover any margin to win the game. And maybe you wait till lineups to see who United's playmaker is, but if it's McTominay, they're going to struggle to create. And I don't know who else it can be. So it could be a long day for the boys there at Old Trafford. And then give me a good old under 2.5. Matt will not like the score yesterday of a West Ham game. A lot of his analysis are taking both teams to score yesterday between the posts because that's what's been happening in West Ham games. The game yesterday finished 2-0. I actually think West Ham's cleaned it up a little bit defensively. I thought they were good against Tottenham, but also, I did have to admit I don't think Tottenham was direct in their football, but maybe it's always tough breaking down a side, and David Moyes was, packing them in around the 18-yard box. So I think they've really been good defensively. We know how Wolves always is. Remember, don't be scared of early goals. Last week, Wolves-Forest 1-1 after 35 minutes, and we still got tucked in under 2.5. So West Ham still playing without a recognizable striker with Antonio out. So I like the under 2.5 between West Ham and Wolves. And then the between the post parlay of the weekend, give us Newcastle, Fulham, both teams to score, Everton double chance. I'd say none of those picks are mine, and like the other ones, Matt, we kind of both like them both. So it's always a collaboration, but normally we each bring a leg to the parlay. I don't think either one of us brought a leg. We just kind of both like those plays. We drop in a parlay, and it's plus 116. All right, you guys got any soccer comments before we do some NFL chat here? Let's see what we got. Your women's game parlay hit. I saw that Paris game was like 2-1 or something at halftime. I just found it on DraftKings. I couldn't do the corners, but a nice hit, Francisco. Nice. You're on the Broncos +5. I actually a little late to the party on the 4.5. You got to like their defense. So I like it. I like it a lot. And then offensively, they can hang with Detroit. They can absolutely hang. So come on, Spurs. Yeah, I'll be saying that this afternoon. I'll be saying that in the first half and the second half until I get a goal in each half. Come on, you Spurs. That is Caesars. I see Brian's got you that. And the gent. Appreciate that, fellas. That is Caesars. Kid hit the double-double bet yesterday. He's a force on those boards, dog. You can't push him out of the way. He's a force. My man. Who's going to land Yamamoto? That's a good question, Ryan. They've been awfully quiet with, a lot of teams are bidding, but they've been quiet with, I guess, the bidding process. So you don't even kind of know who's in the lead per se. I don't know. Yankees still need pitching. I think the Yankees, with what they did with Juan Soto, obviously took a hit to their pitching depth. Cashman, it's no secret they need to acquire pitching talent. They don't have the pieces anymore to go out and get a pitcher. The only way they can go out and get a pitcher now is money, because everybody's got money, in terms of those guys. So you can't trade for a pitcher anymore. You just don't have the assets anymore. So if they want to go get a pitcher, the only they can do is spend cash. He's the best one. So I actually think the Yankees will pony up because it's kind of their only avenue to acquire a pitcher. I can't see them getting a pitcher on the trade market. They really only got free agency. So I would say Yankees. They'll pony up the cash. Your parlay for today is Spurs on the money line. Bunch of shit I've never heard of, over 7.5 corners. You got to tell us what league you're in, man. We'll tell you. You got to help us out. Tell us what league that is. I don't even know what that is. So help us out. It looks like a banger, though. You sprinkled the trip double. Oh, you lost that on the hook. He only had 9 assists. Classic. Only had 9 assists. Couldn't quite come through for you, Bill, but he was there, man. He was there. Not the assist guy. More of a pound the glass and then do it for himself. I like it. Hey, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can quite do that. I know I wear a City jersey and I wear a Newcastle jersey. Spurs, I'm gonna be a little too much. Best friend's a Spurs fan, so I don't know if I can do that. Too much shit talking with him. Phillies were met with Yamamoto yesterday. All right. Yeah, long line of teams who were lining up to meet with him. Pick Snell or Hader? Well, that's not really. Hader doesn't help him out. Hader's a bullpen guy, so. if you pick Snell up, you still, or let's say in your scenario they choose to go with Hader from the Padres. Well, now you still need a starter. So Hader doesn't really answer anything for them. Yankees always have a good bullpen. I think Boone always does a good job of managing it and keeping the arms fresh. So it'd be great to add Hader to that bullpen. I mean, who doesn't want a Josh Hader? But he doesn't really solve the rotation issues, obviously. They need a starter. You don't know what you're getting out of Rodon. Frankie Montas, you can't count on anything from him coming back from major shoulder surgery, an entire year off. So they need a starter. Snell will definitely give them innings. He'll give them innings. He'll strike out at people. I mean, shit, off of Cy Young, hard to argue with that. I don't trust Snell is my biggest issue. I don't trust him coming off a contract year. Something smells fishy with that. I mean, something smells fishy, and I never like trusting a player in a contract year to overall, generally to speak with, but something feels a little fishy with that. With the Yankees with Sadie Michael King, I mean, listening to Brian Cashman, it's just the classic, like, if you want something, you got to give something up. I mean, yeah, Michael King is good, but you got to give him up, you know? I mean, you're not making that trade without him in there, so you got to do it. You get your hat yet? No, I did not. Maybe it's in the receiving room downstairs, but I haven't got notification that we have any packages, so trust me, I'm excited. You'll see it. I'm probably wearing it on Monday after we knock off the Cowboys, and if you're wondering, where's the Bills versus Cowboys bet? It's predicted to be some pretty ugly weather in Buffalo, New York on Sunday. And I'm talking lots of rain and heavy wind. So there's just no rush to get in the bed for that. And also, we're 3 days are removed. And not to be like, hate on the weatherman, but it won't be the first time we've seen a weather prediction change 3 days out from when, that day occurs. So as of now, though, it's going to be windy. It's going to be rainy. So I'm just holding off on Cowboys versus Bills. We'll get some more clarity on the weather come Sunday. And then, of course, I'm betting Buffalo Bills. Whether you come along with me or not, I'll be having some wager of some kind on Bills versus Cowboys. But I am going to go ahead and roll with the Celts on the money line, just better than the Steelers. And if you look at their home and away split, just been a better home team. And that's why I'm comfortable with backing them, even with what they did last week against the Bengals, because that's kind of what they've been on their home and away split. So they kind of played into who they are last week on the road, and expect their trends to continue their home and away splits. Better offense. I'll take them over the Steelers all day long. Browns, I'm going to take them over the Bears. Yeah, maybe the Bears have had a little bit of an uptick, but that Browns defense is outstanding. Flacco's got them going in the right direction. I like the Browns over the Bears this weekend. Broncos, plus 4.5 against the Lions. As you guys saw, Bill, he beat me to it. He's got a plus 5 number. Just like the Broncos. Love the trajectory that they've been going on. They're a team that's a little tough to handicap because the NFL, it's not the volume of games. So when you give up 70 points, if you remove that one and then crunch the numbers, their numbers are much, much more respectable. I trust Sean Payton, Dan Campbell. Maybe they win the game, but his aggression he's putting them in some bad spots, his aggression. So just like with the Broncos, love that defense. And the Giants, I think they'll be able to capitalize on the Saints' struggles in the red zone. I trust Wink Martindale. They've got a great opponent red zone TD percentage, and that's where the Saints struggle, is when they get into the red zone, is where they're unable to get 7 points. I think the Giants will keep this one close. DeVito, he's got that team believing. Winners of 3 of his 4 starts. I'll take the Giants plus 6 over at Caesars is what we have right there. All right, that's how I'm rolling this weekend. Money-making weekend. It all starts off today in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest taking on Tottenham. I need a goal in both half there by the Spurs. You want to see the Angels make a run without Ohtani? Couldn't make a run with Ohtani. Couldn't make it with Ohtani. Certainly going to be a lot harder without him. You want a Jets Super Bowl? God, dude, I tell you, Corey, I want a Bills Super Bowl before I die, man. I mean, it's the one team that I live and die for. I want one before I die. I do. I want one so bad. And I don't want to wait until I'm that, 97-year-old person that DraftKings tweets I'm at the stadium and it's like, finally happened. I want to get it when I'm young. I can celebrate it. I can enjoy it. And I can remember it for the next handful. You know what? I saw an interesting article that said every AFC team is rooting very, very the opposite. They're rooting very hard for the Cowboys. I mean, everybody in the AFC is getting nervous with the Bills. If they're able to knock off the Cowboys, then it's like, yeah, they'll obviously beat the Chargers. They'll roll past the Patriots. And then week 18, we already beat the Dolphins. And that was when everybody was running their goddamn mouth about the Dolphins after they had just put up 70 points against the Broncos. And we shut them down like we do because Sean McDermott seems to have quite the number on the Dolphins. Only lost once to the Dolphins in his entire head coaching career. So you beat the Cowboys, the AFC is getting nervous because you know the Bills are likely now a playoff team if we get by the Cowboys. Let's go, Bills. Let's go, Bills. AFC is getting nervous. Getting nervous. I think those are all games. I've looked at the slate. I believe those 3 games are going on today. If I'm recalling, because I know Gladbach is going up against Werder. Yeah, Gladbach is going up against Werder Bremen. Monaco is going up against Lyon. So you're taking 2 home teams. I definitely like Gladbach. I talked about doing the over, but then I was getting nervous that Werder Bremen would they be able to contribute to an over. So ultimately, I decided to bet it. And then you like one roadside, Rayo Vallecano up against Assuana. I didn't look at that one, but I did look at the Bundesliga one. And then Monaco at home. I mean, yeah. Wow, Lyon. Oh, Lyon is 18th? Oh, man, I haven't looked at the log 1 standings in a while. Lyon is 18th? No shit. Bottom table? They're normally fighting for Europe. They're normally a top 4, top 5, top 6 side. I'm just waiting for League One. We got Nice Brest playing. When is Nice Brest play? When does Nice Brest play? If you don't know that joke, go look up the League One standings. You'll come across that joke. Just pound the under. I wouldn't necessarily pound the under in the Bills game because it'll be adjusted. It'll take into account the weather, so I don't know if I'd pound it. Dak Prescott and Josh Allen are both big boys, strong boys. They can let it rip, so I'm not sure if I would do that. Our primetime over is coming back. Yeah, there has been in the last trickle. Pretty much since that Cowboys-Seahawks is the one I feel like kind of reversed the trend of maybe coming back to an over. Yeah. Which is a little bit of a shocker last night because usually late in the season, divisional matchups go under. I think I've seen the trend. It's like through weeks 14 to 18, if it's a divisional matchup, like you generally just want to like blindly bet the under. Obviously, that would have not worked out well last night, but yeah. You like the Steelers this week? All right, man. That's all good, dog. You like the Steelers? I like the Colts. Fine. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, to be quite honest, Luis, I don't really give a shit because they're both 7-5, or if I'm getting their correct. Either way, they both have one less loss than the Bills. So whoever loses is now going to be even with the Bills. So it's one of those, just as a fan perspective, it's like, great. At least the Bills are gaining ground on one of the 2 teams ahead of them. So ultimately, I really don't care. But obviously, from a money perspective, where I put some cash, yeah, I want the Colts to come through and expect their home and away splits to come through on that one and get it done. You like Jalen Brunson tonight over on his points, rebounds, and assists. Let's get it. And you like Clint Capella. Boy, Brian, that brings up lots of agony and pain over the previous 2. Remember how Clint Capella, like, his volume is never there. Like, so many times we would take his over on his points, and you're cashing that shit on the hook every time. And also the troubling thing with Clint Capella, Brian, if you remember, they don't go to him in the 4th quarter. Like, you better get a 3rd quarter cash or before, because you ain't getting a 4th quarter cash with Clint Capella. Now, obviously, you're going to get helped by rebounds and assists, where I was always playing Pella from a point standpoint. But he is not a 4th quarter guy. I remember so many times being like, "What? That's over," and then checking back at the end and being like, "Yep, he never got there in the 4th. Never did." Tended to take Embiid over on his points against the Pistons. I would be really nervous because now it's a home game. That's got blowout written all over it, Bill. That's got blowout. Oh, then there's DeGent saying it right there. That's got blowout written all over it, man. Don't do it. That's the quickest way to lose a prop. Quickest way to lose a prop in the NBA is due to a blowout. Don't do it. The line is -16. Yeah. Is Maxey going to show up? I don't know. So enough dudes will show up to blow out the Pistons. I'll show you that. Enough dudes will show up to blow their ass out. Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. That's not good. Thought the Sixers still won. What was it? What was it? They won by 18. Not quite hit the 20. They won by 18 on the road. I mean, they're smashing, man. Last time they played a home game against the Pistons, it was 147 to 116. Pistons have what? Now lost 21 in a row? All right, let's just out of shits and giggles, boys. What's a Lakers 76ers parlay pay? I think Corey said it was minus 119 a couple nights ago, which was incredible. Should have done it. 76ers are minus 1350 on the money line. Lakers coming at minus 325. That gets you down to minus 250. Yeah, clearly you got to take the 76ers on an alt line. Nothing I'm going to do. Give Tyler credit. He politely busted my balls again for betting the NBA, which I love it, Tyler. Appreciate you calling me out. Yeah, no, I can't do a Lakers 76ers parlay. I can't do it. Come on, Spurs, let's go, dude. They come out. Their XG numbers when they're away on both first half and second half. It's not like when they go away they don't feel the game out. I can pull the stats up again from yesterday's show, but they go into it and it's Ange ball, man. They're trying to score goals right from the jump. So I like it. Absolutely like it. I wonder when Madison's going to be coming back. Obviously, Madison's not playing in this game, but I do wonder when Madison's going to be featuring again. They could really use him. So, all right, boys, anything else? As we look forward to money-making weekend, look forward to the second to last weekend before the holiday season. I'm sure everybody's just as busy as hell. If I had to take a guess, fellas, I'm probably going to do a show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then, I sit here right now on December 15th, and I haven't bought my wife a damn thing. You know what I mean? And I haven't got my own parents or anything. So I'll probably use Thursday, Friday of next week to, when the kids and the wife are at work and school, respectively, to use that as alone time and go shopping. So if I had to take a guess, probably just doing a show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if I had to take a guess. And then we'll be apart, till the New Year's, whatever that is. What's a Pistons Spurs? To break the you obviously wouldn't parlay them only. You would definitely do two singles. You know that. Pistons are plus 800. Spurs are plus 260. So definitely do them alone. Roughly 32 to 1. 32 to 1. Of those two, 76ers won't lose. 76ers won't lose. By 32 to 1. Shit, they are professional athletes. Or I think they are, but how the fuck did they lose 22 games in a row? I think they were professionals. All right, the gents on board. This is the classic slip when somebody runs their mouth on Twitter. They're not going to show you the wager amount. They're just going to show you the bolded word that says 1, but they're not going to show you that they only risked $1. They're not willing to show you that. They just want to run their mouth that they did it. Show me how much money you're really going to put on a Pistons Spurs parlay. Show me. As I would say, if you're willing to risk $50, which not knowing what people's unit size is, $50 is a good little bit of money. If you're willing to put like $50 on that parlay, okay, damn, you saw something there. Even 25, you could be like, okay, because it all feels like you're throwing it away. Because I don't see the 76ers losing. All right, Francisco, see you later, my man. We'll see you Monday. It was a little bit better on DraftKings. It was 31 to 40. But again, obviously not price shopping. This is the NBA. Are we going to sprinkle it then? If you wanted to know the best lines, obviously you would pull out your phone. You would pull up the Odds Trader app if you really wanted to do it. The best line for the Pistons is on Bet Rivers. And the best price for the Spurs is on Caesars, but Bet Rivers isn't that far behind. I bet you get a real nice price. Let's see what you can get on Bet Rivers. I got a $5 free bet for my birthday from Bet Rivers. Should I use it on this? Should I use it on a Pistons Spurs parlay? My $5 free bet I've got. It's 31.78, so it is better as I thought. I think I'd rather use that $5 free bet this weekend in the Premier League on something I know and care about. Let's go. All right, how much you putting on it? How much you putting on it? We got a Spurs Pistons parlay. You know, you've seen the tweet from DraftKings. If you faded the Pistons since their initial streak, which is nobody can ever see these things coming, a $10 better would be up like it was tens of thousands of dollars if you just started with $10 and rolled the winnings over and was always taking the favorite, whoever was playing the Pistons, and obviously they're favored. You'd be up to already like tens of thousands of dollars. Same tweet they sent out during baseball season when the Orioles opened the season. The Orioles went on some crazy run. If you started with $10 and rolled it over, man, wish I knew that shit was happening so I could start with my $10 and roll it over. That'd be a nice easy ladder challenge. All right, boys. There it is. Money Making Weekend kicks off today at 2 p.m. Central Time. Again, it's Forest versus Tottenham. Just looking for Spurs to find the back of the net. If you want to know the bet that Matt gave out in that game without watching between the posts, he's on both teams to score and over 2.5. Matt is on both teams to score and over 2.5, which is not quite at even money. It was about, I think he gave it out at minus 110. Let's see. If you want to roll with what Matt's doing, he is locked in on still minus 110 on DraftKings. So there you go. Let's have some goals and let's be entertained on this great Friday. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me, making my Friday a lot better. Thank you for making my Friday better. Go enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you back. If only you knew the Powerball numbers. Yeah. We'll see you guys on Monday. Hopefully everybody has a good time. All right, fellas.